book up wide and meet adventures that wait for you. Live and learn and laugh and play whenever your dream comes true. You could swim along the river all the way to the sea. You could fly up in the sky above the clouds and trees. You could plant a flower garden up on top of the moon. You could swing through the jungle all afternoon. Wherever our story takes us, I can't wait to see. Yes, friends, come and read with me. It's Online Storytime.
Hello everybody, and welcome to Online Storytime at your Grand Rapids Area Library. I'm Miss Tracy.
And I'm Grandma Pat.
And we're very happy that you're with us today. So Grandma Pat, before we start talking about that super fun thing we're going to talk about today, should we sing?
We should sing.
All right, Storytime friends, would you join us? And don't forget, the story says clap your hands, but you clap whenever you want to clap, even your elbows. Here we go. If you want to hear a story, clap your hands. If you want to hear a story, clap your hands. If you want to hear a story, if you want to hear a story, if you want to hear a story, clap your hands. And I really want to hear a story today. So Grandma Pat, what do you want to talk about?
Well, you know, even though we're supposed to get a lot of snow today and tomorrow, spring is coming.
That's right.
And there's one thing that tells us it's spring is when people get out their bats and their balls and they play baseball.
And last week was opening week of Major League Baseball here in the United States. So many people are already going to the ballparks to watch their favorite teams play. And in a lot of places, especially in the South, but even right now, out of our windows, there's hardly any snow anymore. So even around here, kids are going to parks and throwing the ball and batting the ball and catching the ball and doing all sorts of baseball fun. So Grandma Pat, what do you like best about baseball?
I think I like memories. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Memories of baseball. I can remember my brother and I playing baseball. He taught me, I'm right-handed, but he taught me how to bat left-handed so that I would be an asset to their team of, 4 other people. And I was a little person. He's older than I was. But we'd have to mow the yard, and once in a while, we had those lawnmowers, no motors, the lawnmowers that you push and the little blade goes, cuts all the grass. We would mow a baseball diamond in the grass, and then we'd play for a while before we finished mowing the yard. So I like baseball memories a lot.
So when you were a child, what was your favorite baseball team?
It was the Brooklyn Dodgers when I was a kid. Yeah. And my brother would quiz me on all the names.
And do you remember any name?
Preacher Rowe, Roy Campanella, Duke Schneider. Yeah, I remember a few. Yeah.
Those important things stay with us, Storytime friends, no matter how old we are. So, Grandma Pat, do you have any good books about baseball?
I got a couple of excellent books about baseball.
I can't wait.
Miss Tracy, our first baseball book today is about some real people. And it's called Mudball. So you can imagine what you're going to see in this book. And it's by Matt Travers. And it's brought to us by Candlewood Press. Here we go. These pictures wonderful. One fateful spring day in 1903, little Andy Euler practiced his swing and tried not to listen to the heckling fans of the opposing team, the St. Paul Saints. "Hey, Shorty, I bet you can't even hit it past the pitcher's mound," a man shouted. "Yeah," sneered a little girl, "my grandmother can hit it farther than you." Andy wondered if just maybe they were right. After all, he was the shortest player on his team, the Minneapolis Millers, and in the whole league. Even worse, He just couldn't seem to get a hit, no matter how hard he tried. Maybe it's time for me to quit, thought Andy, as a cold drizzle fell from the gray sky. The Minneapolis Millers trailed the St. Paul Saints by 3 runs. They were down to their final out, the bases were loaded, and little Andy Oyler was their only hope. But just as he stepped into the batter's box, it began to pour. "Time out!" yelled the umpire. "Wait until this storm cloud passes." But the rain kept coming, and within minutes the infield had turned into mud, and the field was spotted with puddles. "Play on," the umpire finally yelled. He was hoping for one quick out, and with little Andy Oyler up, he knew the chances of that were good. Andy's cold hands trembled as he tightened his grip on the bat. "Bring us home, kid," shouted Maloney, taking his lead off first. "Just keep your eye on the ball," yelled Yeager, standing ankle deep in a puddle just left of second base. "And whatever you do, don't strike out," growled Slugger McCreary, wringing out his jersey at third. The pitcher wound up and fired a fastball. But the wet ball slipped as it left his hand and went hurtling straight toward little Andy Oyler's head. "Look out!" yelled Maloney. "Duck!" screamed Yeager, covering his eyes. "And don't strike out!" shouted McCreary. Andy braced himself, but just when he expected the ball to hit him, he heard the unmistakable sound of a ball against a bat. Crack! Somehow, Andy's bat had hit the ball. Everybody heard it, but nobody saw where it went. Little Andy Oyler took off for first. "He popped up," the catcher shouted. "I saw the ball go straight up." He ran in circles around home plate, ready to catch the ball when it fell from the sky. But it never did. "I think it's in this puddle," the first baseman shouted. "I saw it land right here." He splashed and splashed, but still the ball was nowhere to be found. Meanwhile, Slugger McCreary strutted across home plate. The score was 3-1. "Oyler stole the ball. Check his pockets," the Saints fans yelled. Andy raced toward second, but the second baseman stood in his way. "Come here, you little thief," he growled. The second baseman dove. Andy jumped right over him. He rounded second and headed for third as Yeager slid safely home. The score was 3-2. "What'd you do with the ball?" the pitcher screamed at the catcher. "I didn't do anything," yelled the catcher. "It just disappeared." As they were arguing, Maloney slid between them and crossed home plate. The score was tied. Andy tagged third and headed for home, but the muddy second baseman was hot on his tail. "I'm gonna get you," the second baseman yelled. With every step, he drew closer and closer. But just as he was ready to pounce on Andy, he tripped and fell face down in the mud. Little Andy Oyler crossed home plate with the winning run. Yay. "We scored 4 runs. We win," yelled the Millers manager. "It doesn't count," shouted the Saints manager. "Nobody knows where the ball went." "Ugh," moaned the second baseman. "I tripped on a rock, twisted my ankle." The umpire scratched his head. "There weren't any rocks when I raked the field this morning." "Oh yeah? Then what's this?" What do you think it is, Storytime friends? "Fair ball," shouted the umpire. "The Millers win."
So the ball got buried in the mud.
It sure did. The Millers jumped for joy. The fans rushed the field, and everyone crowded around little Andy Oyler, the big hero of Minneapolis. And that was a story about some real people called Mudball.
Hey, Storytime friends, Grandma Pat.
Yes.
Do you want to do a flannel board?
You know I love them.
All right, so Storytime friends, on our flannel board today, we have a whole lot of things you need to play a baseball game. We have a baseball. We have a bat. We have a glove. And baseball gloves, I used to think they were kind of like mittens, and I guess they kind of are, but they're made out of leather if you've never had one on your hand. And this part is very flexible, and the fingers are kind of stuck together. And then so it creates a pocket in the middle for the ball to be caught with. And then we have a baseball hat. I'm sure a lot of you have baseball hats. And we have a uniform shirt. So we are pretending today that this is a sporting goods store. And a sporting goods store is a place where you can buy things to play sports with. And in this case, people need some baseball equipment. So here we go. The poem is called At the Sporting Goods Store, and this is how it goes. Down around the corner at the sporting goods store was a baseball hat, and not one more. Along came someone with money to pay, and they bought that hat and they took it away. Whew, that team has a hat now. Down around the corner at the sporting goods store was a baseball mitt and not one more. Along came someone with money to pay, and they took that mitt. They took it away. Ooh, how many things do we have left at the sporting goods store? We have 1, 2, 3. Let's see who needs what next. Down around the corner at the sporting goods store was a baseball bat, and not one more. Along came someone with money to pay, and they took that bat, and they took it away. Well, the sporting goods store is starting to make some money here. Down around the corner at the sporting goods store was a baseball, and not one more. Along came someone with money to pay, and they bought that baseball and took it away. Play ball! Whew, I think they're almost ready for their game. Down around the corner at the sporting goods store was a baseball uniform, and not one more. Along came someone with money to pay, and they bought that uniform and took it away. Look at that, all of our baseball equipment is gone, and it's been replaced by all of this money. So we had 5 things in our baseball store, and now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces of money. And now, It's time to get to the baseball field because the game is about to start. Play ball.
Miss Tracy, we've got Piggy and Elephant. And Piggy is saying, watch me throw the ball. And we know this is by Mo Willems, who also draws the pictures. And it's given to us by Hyperion Books for Children. Watch me throw the ball. I love Piggy. Here's the ball. La, la, la. A ball. You look so excited. You found my ball. This is your ball? Yes, I threw it from way over there. You threw this ball from way over there? I am very good at throwing. Wow. May I throw your ball? You want to throw my ball? Yes. Do you know the secret to throwing? Sure. Have fun. I don't think that's what he had in mind. Fun? Throwing this ball is not easy. It takes skill. It takes practice. It takes skill and practice. I worked very hard to learn how to throw a ball. Very hard. Got it. May I try now? Yes, maybe one day you can throw like me, but stand back. The pig is throwing. I'd stand back. Fling! And there goes the ball.
It takes a lot of skill to throw behind you.
It sure does. And it plops. Piggy looks so happy. Well, how about that? I threw the ball so far you cannot even see it. Woohoo! Who rocks? The pig rocks. Call me Super Pig with my arm of power. Ha! Piggy. Need to throw a ball? Here's the pig to call. Piggy. You mean Super Pig, right? Super Pig, I can see your ball. Back here. Ooh, oops. Do you know what this means? Yes. I threw the ball all the way around the world. The pig does it again. Super Pig is really neat. Super Pig cannot be beat. I think he's getting a little upset. What do you think? Piggy, you did not throw the ball around the world. the ball flew behind you and fell here. And that is not very far. Not very far at all. You are right, Gerald. I did not really throw the ball very far. But I had fun. La 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 la. Oh, elephant's thinking. Whee! Hop. Woohoo! Yes! I rock. And there we have Watch Me Throw the Ball.
Storytime friends, Grandma Pat.
Yeah.
Anybody want to wave a scarf?
Oh, yes.
So out of your Storytime kits, I'd like you to find your scarves. And if you don't have a scarf, you can always wave your sock, or wave a paper towel, or wave anything that you want to hold in your hand and wave. And if you can't find anything to wave, you can always just wave your hand along with us. And that's lovely. So our very first scarf song that we're going to do today is our Scarf Warm. Did you hear something? What? Oh, yeah. Oh, hang on. Yes. Uh-huh. Oh, absolutely. Storytime friends. Tiger would like to join us today. Hello, Grandma Pat.
Hi there, Tiger.
Hello, Storytime friends. Oh, Tiger, I'm delighted that you chose to spend your morning with us today. All right, Tiger's gonna sit right there and he can sing along if he would like. All right, let's start with our scarf warm-up. Do you remember this one? If not, I think you'll learn it pretty quick. My scarf goes up, my scarf goes down, my scarf goes around, 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 around. My scarf goes in, my scarf comes out, my scarf flies about, 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 about. Woo! And you know my favorite part of that song? Yep, it's the woo. Okay, let's start a little bit faster. Here we go. My scarf goes up, my scarf goes down, my scarf goes around, 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 around. My scarf goes in, my scarf comes out, my scarf flies about, 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 about. Woo! That was excellent. I hope you're feeling warmed up because I am warmed up. And let's go on to our second scarf song today, which is called This Is the Way We Bounce the Ball. And we are going to pretend that our scarf is a whole bunch of different sports equipment. And the first sport we're going to do is play basketball with our scarf. Here we go. This is the way we bounce the ball, bounce the ball, bounce the ball. This is the way we bounce the ball when we play basketball. Have you ever played basketball? You dribble a ball like this up and down the court. Now, how about soccer? What do we do with the ball in soccer? That's right, we got to kick the ball. Here we go. This is the way we kick the ball, kick the ball, kick the ball. This is the way we kick the ball when we play soccer. Nice kicks, my friends. Now, how about football? What do we do with the ball in football? Yep, catch it, run with it. But first, somebody's gonna throw it. Here we go. This is the way we throw the ball, throw the ball, throw the ball. This is the way we throw the ball when we play football. Isn't it funny? It's called football, but we actually are playing it with our hands. I know, that's crazy, isn't it? All right, one more. And what are we talking about today? That's right, we're talking about baseball. And what do we have to do in baseball in order to put the ball into play? We need to swing our bats. So let's swing them this way, and let's swing them this way. Here we go. This is the way we swing the bat, swing the bat, swing the bat. This is the way we swing the bat when we play baseball. Let's do it again. This is the way we swing the bat, swing the bat, swing the bat. This is the way we swing the bat when we play baseball. Hey friends, thanks for playing. Story time, friends. Grandma Pat, I had such a good time today.
Yep, me too.
We got to hear the story of little Andy Euler and his mud ball. I know, isn't that crazy? They couldn't find the ball in all the mud. And the Minneapolis Millers? The Minneapolis Millers won the game.
Against the St. Paul Saints.
Yep, that was very exciting. And then we saw Piggy. Remember, Piggy threw the ball all the way around the world.
Piggy is really good, isn't he?
No,
No?
it wasn't all the way around the world.
Yeah, well.
It kind of went backwards. But that's okay, because Piggy sure had a lot of fun throwing the ball.
Yes, he did.
And we talked about the baseball uniforms and buying all of the baseball equipment at the sporting goods store. And we did our scarf songs about bouncing the ball and throwing the ball and kicking the ball and batting the ball. And I had a ball today.
Me too.
But now I think it's time to go.
Okay.
Hey, Storytime friends, would you sing with us? All right, here we go. Oh, it's time to say goodbye to all our friends. Yes, it's time to say goodbye to all our friends. Story time is done today. Now it's time to go and play. Oh, it's time to say goodbye to all our friends. Goodbye, everybody.
I have to go find my bat.